Hey guys, it's Sass. Welcome to a mini episode of Sass Sorcery, and I'm going to show you a bit of baneful work that I'm doing with the permission of the spirit I'm working with. Sorry about the moving. I just want to show everything. This is one of my little altar tables. This is an owl-headed deity, a demon of death and discord. He's also really good for protection, healing, and in my experience, money and business, which is why I actually named my shop after him. Again, I'm sorry about the moving. I just want to show you all the things on my altar desk. My altar. This is like one of those dinner trays. It's really glam. It's silver. That's one of his colors. And I have several. Here's my big table. My other table over there. My bookshelf. Sorry about my voice sounding weird or fluctuating. I just had a nasal infection from an allergic reaction, and it carried down to my throat, and my tonsils are swollen. Okay, so since I did different work on this desk, I cleansed the area with Palo Santo. Hold on. I did this with the smoke with Palo Santo over and over and over again. I'm gonna show you slow motion because it's not good at fast movements. He's an owl-headed deity, so of course I have my owls. I have an oil burner with an owl in it, owl statue, a picture of him. There's Thoth, an owl candle, his favorite herb, cinnamon. He wanted some Artemis oil because it has a lot of herbs and resins that are rolled by the moon, and that's one of his planets. Today I'm doing a dual work, and I've done a lot of dual work. I know that there might be an amateur out there that tells me, hey, you can't do two different things at the same time. Actually, you can, and get really good results, because I'm doing a baneful work and a money work. Not that I need it. He actually wanted me to do it because he loves that. He loves helping me with that. Earlier, he didn't want to. He kept on showing me all these blockages, and I guess the blockage was that I needed to do baneful work. And maybe that's what the blockage was, because all of a sudden, since I started doing this baneful work, because he usually doesn't like to do baneful work, even though he is of death and discord, which is weird. That's why I think it's more of a symbology of transition for him, but I guess this time around he does. Maybe he's pissed off at somebody. And to show you what I'm doing, I cleansed. Oh yes, and I forgot to mention, the reason why it's good to do dual work is because it's good to send out negative energy. Just like banishing, like you have to banish before you draw something good. It's like that. It's exactly like that. Another good example of death and how it relates to drawing in money is that, you know, death can bring, or that energy of death can bring death to a stage, like a lower level stage. Like for example, I make a whole lot more than I used to. So to manifest how much I make now, the other energy had to die so that that new energy could come in. That's what he represents as well, and that's why he's so good with wealth magic. And the owl is also, aside from a symbol of wisdom, a symbol of death. And aside from his owl form, he also comes raven-headed. He has the energy of Mars and the moon. I would like to make a whole video about him actually later, but I don't think I have his permission yet. But he wants me to show this working, because he does care about knowledge. I have 3 black candles. Chime candles are usually this big, but I use most of my black candles as dedications. I use them as dedications and not for cursing, believe it or not. So I'm just using stumps because I don't think my enemies are that special for even a whole chime candle. This is going to be burned in dedication to him because that's one of his colors. And I use silver for his more helpful, sweeter side than his more aggressive side, which would be signified by red. But this plate already has red. To get the candles fixated, what you want to do is you want to burn the bottom until little wax droplets drop, and then you hold it in the wax. You don't touch the wax, you let it dry, and then it'll stand up for you. Because you know, what if you bump the plate and then it falls and then it catches something on fire that's not supposed to be, you'll mess it up. So you gotta fixate it like this. See, I'm touching it, I'm poking it, it's not moving. I don't know. Oh, I didn't fixate the green candle. He's one I really trust. I never had any bad results from him. Never. And of course, it's a baneful work. I have my Sator square because I want to throw their negative energy back at them. This is a sort of like return to sender type of deal. It's reflective magic. I want to throw the negative energy back at them. Usually with something like this, I would put a petition underneath the talisman. That's what I would do. I would put the petition underneath and have the talisman on top and stare at the talisman with intent. I'm sorry, I have to go blow my nose. I don't have a napkin on me. I guess I'll just wait. My nose is all runny. And then of course it's the baneful work. You would want to charge these candles, so you know you have that pain, you have that anger. You want to push that anger and pain into this triangle. You can use 4 candle stumps or full candles. It depends on how much you hate your enemy. Like my enemies, I don't think they're good enough for a full candle because I use that to dedicate to my loved ones. The deceased, my favorite spirits. But I would use actually 4 black candles because 4 is a number of Saturn. But you can use 3 as well. 4 is also a number of Satan. You push all your pain, and you could visualize that transmuting into your pain going back at them. You could think about the things they put you through, the injustice, because you can't be petty and curse somebody because you're jealous. There has to be an actual true injustice. Like, you have to be innocent if you want to work this type of magic and not have it backfire, okay? This is the type of magic that won't backfire, but you actually have to be innocent. And the other person has to be genuinely wicked. Like, not only wicked to you, but if they're really wicked to other people, it'll manifest really fast and really ironically. Like I told you before, like someone telling you to kill yourself, they'll kill themselves, you know. So if you are not ready for someone to die or your enemy to die, I don't recommend this because this talisman is devastatingly powerful. And if you want it to be even more powerful, you would write it in Hebrew, and you would find the Hebrew version, and I will put links in the description. So I can't do it with 2 hands, but I'm actually going to fixate this candle. And I'm going to fixate his offering candle somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where. Maybe on the top of this ceramic owl, because ceramic is fire safe. That's why you want ceramic. For this spell, I would highly recommend a flat surface, because you want it to have a shape and you want to push that energy into that triangle, because it's a good place to, it's a good shape, it's a good magical shape, and you can imagine that it's manifesting in the reality. There's the dedication candle. If you're working with any deity, I recommend being dedicating to them. I do magic where it's just me, but he wants to help, and I haven't done a spell with him in a long time. And I'm going to dress his candle with the oil he wants and put his favorite herbs. And this one too, I'm going to charge this. Remember, you want to attract after you banish. Even if you banish just to banish, you need to divinate and like meditate like on what wants to come to you. That's good. And before you draw things, you also want to find out if there's any blockages and try to banish them. If there's not, that's good. I would just like meditate on it, write it down, meditate on, you know, what that blockage is, ask your spirit guides, whatever. I'm burning a candle, not a candle, an incense he wanted me to burn for one of the ones I chanted over. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right. He wants me to do this. Oh, excuse me. He wants me to do this, and you know, then I gotta dress this, and now I have to let everything do the spell. And remember, you would put your petition under here. You could add stones if you want. For baneful herbs, something really easy is salt, black pepper, and cayenne pepper. Basically, if you have Creole seasoning, you could charge it. And also, you can make a baneful oil. Hold on, I don't want to spill it on myself. Here's a baneful oil I made. It's ruby red. Do you see that? It's ruby fucking red. This is made out of cayenne pepper, black pepper, a little bit of salt, and chili powder. Those are genuinely baneful. They're ruled by Saturn and Mars. Actually, they're mostly ruled by Mars, my bad. So the red color goes really good with it. Black pepper, chili powder, cayenne pepper with a bit of salt. Not too much, because salt is for cleansing. You don't want them to be cleansed. Usually I use high quality oils for my oils, like grapeseed oil. But for this, I used soybean oil. You could use vegetable oil for baneful oil, because why do your enemies deserve good oil? You could use something nasty for something nasty, because you don't want that on your skin anyways. So yeah, if you want an baneful herbal mix, it's chili powder, cayenne pepper, black pepper. If you want to turn that into oil, just mix it up in some vegetable oil and put all your anger and rage and frustration and intent into it, and you could just the candles. When you put oils, you're only supposed to put a really tiny bit, because you don't want it to burn wrong, or you don't want it to be so sloppy, okay? You don't want it to crackle. Sometimes crackling is good, because that means the spirit wants to work with you, but you only want to put like a really thin film. I run out of cayenne pepper. That's usually what I use, but I guess I'll just do it without. I'm going to charge this banefully. I hope you enjoyed this video. I guess if you don't want to work with the deity, you really don't have to, because you can use it as a form of therapy. But if you do want to work with the deity, just print a picture out, have some symbols about them, like maybe like a little skull or whatever. And again, I'll put this symbol in, or a link to it, and the picture in the description. You can find chime candles at your local occult shop, and if you don't have chime candles, you could use tea lights, and instead of black you could use red, because red is Mars, and you could do that spell on a Tuesday. I'm doing it on a Sunday, but it doesn't matter because it's a waning moon. You would want to do this type of spell new moon, waning moon, and full moon. The best days for Baneful Magick is Saturdays and Tuesdays. If it's for justice, then Thursday. Or Saturday, actually, because Saturn still rules over dark justice, but you could technically do it any day you want. It's just more powerful and symbolic if you do it on a certain day. It doesn't mean that it'll mess up your spell if you don't do it. Okay, so that's all the time I have. I don't know how much space I have on this thing. I pretty much said everything. And you know, I'm just gonna say something small real quick. There was this one time I did a spell, and I had so much repressed rage that I put so much energy into it that afterwards, you know, since all the energy was gone, all that, I exercised all that rage, that it felt like a runner's high. Like I was really high, no drugs, no nothing. I was so high afterwards. It was amazing, and the spell worked super duper fast, like the next day. It had been someone who was trying me for a long time. Deserved it, obviously, because it didn't backfire. My spirits give me spankings if I'm bad. So, yeah, if you're afraid to do something like this, ask your spirit guides if it would be fair, or do a divination and ask if it would be fair, or if you're in the wrong, just to be safe. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I'll see you guys later, or I'll talk to you later.